Are you sick of having small arms? Because I know I am. If you want to have arms that look just like Arnold's, huge bicep with a big peak from the back, follow this arm workout and you'll see results by summer for that beach bod you always wanted. All right, to start off your bicep workout, you're going to start with dumbbell curls. You're going to go super slow and controlled with a weight that you can get ideally 8 to 12 reps with, right? When you get to the top of that movement, a huge contraction to really squeeze those biceps while still controlling that weight on the eccentric, right? You don't want to lose control of that weight. You want to feel the tension and feel it in the biceps the entire time that you're doing this lift, right? So you can see me here, just slow, controlled, single arm, squeeze at the top, control that weight on the way back down, right? And then towards the end here, I might not get quite full reps, but we're just pushing past failure on the last couple of reps here. You can see I'm starting to struggle, and boom. Awesome. So that's my first set, right? Set number 2 here, really getting after it. I try and push a little bit more past failure by doing a couple extra sets at the end, but again, start off with a good control. I'm not swinging my body. All my hinging is coming at the elbow there, and all the tension and all the weight is being driven right through my bicep. And that's what you're looking for. I like to keep my elbows a little bit more on the side of my body here, but you can do it however, feels good for you, wherever you get the best contraction at the top and wherever you can kind of get the best stretch at the bottom. But again, just focus on controlling the weight, feeling it all through the bicep, right? That's the most important part of this, is that you feel it all in your bicep. So this is my second set here, and then I do 3 sets. The first one and the second one are not with a drop set. They're just, normal working sets. And then on the third set, I do a drop set, as you'll see here. So I'm getting after it again with a good control, and I'm using 35-pound dumbbells here. And then I'm going to drop the weight to 15-pound dumbbells, because I like to go a little bit lighter than 50% on biceps when I drop the weight, just because I like to get a lot of volume in on my biceps in terms of reps. I don't necessarily get a lot of sets in, but in terms of reps, that's what's going to help you grow those biceps, is a little bit higher rep range. You don't need to focus on heavy weight. You need to focus on a tight contraction at the top with control of the weight on the way down. So you can see there, I dropped those weights, and now I get into the fun stuff, which is the drop set. A good, slow, controlled movement, right? And I go both arms at the same time here just to make sure that I get as good of a pump as possible. So I'm getting after it. Again, slow, controlled the whole way. And then at the end here, I get out those partial reps to bang those out. Boom. Love that. Nothing more you could ask for. Now this is the secret to growing those huge peaks on your bicep, right? So it starts with, they're called concentration curls, and it's just like a preacher curl, except you're using the inside of that leg to help slow down, or not slow down, but hit the bicep from a different angle, right? And again, on these, you go super slow, super controlled, squeeze hard at the top. These are what are going to give you that nasty peak like Arnold. This is exactly one of the workouts that he used to do back in his prime that helped him, according to him, grow his biceps, especially the peak from the back, which is what everyone's trying to get, especially when you go to step on stage. That peak is going to help you look so big from the backside, and that's what you're really looking for there. So then you can see I switch arms here. It's a single arm movement, and I'm only using a 25-pound dumbbell because I like to go light. Again, like I said, control the weight, feel it all the way in my biceps. A good control, a good stretch, big contract at the top. There's nothing more you could ask for here. So that's exactly what you want to see. And this is a great way to get your biceps super pumped up, super fatigued. I don't do any drop sets on these, but I do 2 sets of these. So that's set number 1. Finished. A little pump check. See how we're looking. A little juicy, huh, boys? A little juicy. All right. And then we're into the second set here. And again, I control the weight. I'm still using 25s. And don't feel embarrassed or ashamed if you need to drop the weight on a set, right? Maybe you start with a weight and you're like, it just wasn't as quality as I wanted. Drop that weight. Make sure you're getting a good contraction at the top with a great stretch. Control the whole way through the movement. And then on the end of these, you'll see I bang out some partials just to, push past failure a little bit. And I bang out these partials in the lengthened position because that's where you're going to see the most growth from that bicep. The contraction in any sort of movement that resembles a preacher curl doesn't really matter as much as the stretch because you lose some of that tension at the top of this movement, right? Right there, you lose a little bit of tension. Whereas in the bottom half of the movement, you have tension the whole way through on that bicep, which is what you're always looking to have. So you'll see in this set here, good, slow, controlled again with a great contraction at the top, and then I'm starting to slow down a little bit, and as I'm getting to the end of that set, you're going to see me start to rock those partials just a hair, right? I'm not getting quite up as far now, but I'm still trying to push as hard as I can to failure, and some partials. Boom, love it. And then third exercise, which you can interchange the first and third exercise if you want to start with cables or if you want to start with dumbbell bicep curls. And then you can also substitute those dumbbell curls for easy bar curls. And then same here, you could substitute this for an easy bar curl if you don't want to do the cables. But I just like to use cables because you have tension the whole way through the movement. At the top, you're still having great tension compared to with dumbbells, you lose that tension at the top, right? Same with the easy bar, you lose that tension at the top, but cables, you have a constant tension, which is going to help you grow those biceps way more because time under tension is key for the biceps. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you feel super fatigued, super pumped up. All of those things are what you're looking for in a good bicep workout. So time under tension on these is key. And then like I do there, bang out some partials at the end just to burn out your biceps as much as possible, right? And I do 3 sets here. I do 3 sets on the first exercise, 2 sets on the more accessory style preacher curl exercise, and then I do 3 sets here, right? Just because I feel like the dumbbell curls and the cable curls are a little bit more of the mass builder, whereas the concentration curls are more so developing that bicep and growing the peak, but they're not necessarily growing the overall mass, which is obviously what you're looking for. So I don't prioritize those, but I do think those are super important. But I think these are going to give you way more mass in the bicep. And then for the last 2 sets of these, I hit a drop set just to fully burn out my biceps and fully fatigue my arms. And I treat drop sets as still just one whole set. So like the working set and the drop set is all counted as one set. So by the end of your bicep workout, you ideally want to have like 6 to 8 sets of volume on those bad boys because that's kind of the optimal range. That's going to help you grow those biceps and get that good full bicep look. And it's going to help you grow those peaks because you're just putting extra stress, extra volume on them. And ideally you're hitting that set volume in this sort of workout twice a week. So I do an arm day, and this was just the bicep portion of my arm day because I just really wanted to highlight my bicep training and show what I do that has helped me grow such good biceps because that is definitely my best muscle group is my biceps. I just contract very well with, like I can feel them super good on the contract, on the eccentric, and there's something about it mentally. I can just push biceps super, super hard, past failure every time, and it just feels good. I can move weight. I never feel weak with my biceps. So that's why I just really wanted to highlight this bicep training because I think if you can follow these tips and tricks that I'm saying and you can follow along with this workout, over the course of 3 months, you're going to see some unbelievable bicep gains. You're going to have a super full bicep. You're going to get a great peak just by copying this simple workout, right? Again, here on the drop set, I control the negative big time, more so than on the regular set because on the drop set, that's where you're going to fill it up with the most amount of blood. But then look at this asshole thinking he's big in the gym posing. Oh, wow, that's nice, though. Look at those peaks. Look at those peaks. What's up? Oh, love to see it, boys. Love to see it. I look wide. My shoulders look full. My biceps look full. I need to work on my triceps hanging a little lower, more of a like fish belly on those things, but that's all right. That's all right. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep working on that. Let's see how we look from behind. Sheesh. Looks like I worked out with Arnold today. Look at those peaks. I'm telling you, this workout is the key to growing those big, sexy peaks, boys. All right, everybody. So that's my bicep workout. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I really think that if you stick to this workout for 3 months, right, you're going to see some unbelievable gains in your biceps. That peak is going to become way more predominant. They're going to get thicker. They're going to look more full. And I don't know that you're going to hit a better bicep workout. You're going to feel so pumped at the end. You're going to feel so fatigued at the end. And it's just going to make you look huge at the end of your arm day. Or if you just do train biceps, you're going to look like you have massive biceps at the end when you're done training like this. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you give this workout a try, and comment, subscribe, like, do all the fun things. But really, I just want to know how you feel about the workout. So if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please let me know down below in the comments. And if there's something you'd rather me do, if there's another video you'd like to see, if there's something you want me to change in my video, holla at me, because we're learning and we're growing together through this YouTube journey. And if there's something else that you'd rather me post or that you'd rather see, just comment so that way I know what you guys want to see, right? So with that being said, have a great day, everybody. Go hit a lift.